I've talked to a few other crunchy people, and they weren't as outspoken as you are.
Sometimes men come in and they're like, "Oh, I want to meet a crunchy mama," and I'm like, "It's not a dating app, you know, not a dating app." Working in education was so important to me. People were like, "Why are you teaching now?" Because when you teach, you master the subject. My classroom with my children was always teaching them about nature and nutrition or art or cooking.
Have you ever received criticism for your beliefs or lifestyle choices, and how do you handle that?
That's a very good question. Naysayers to me are just mosquitoes buzzing in my ears. I don't care, unless it's constructive criticism, it's something that will help us grow. Talented people in our community. And if they want to turn that skill into a business, I would love to help them. I was interviewed by Fenna Swaan, a master's student, about our crunchy community and its mission to inspire healthier and sustainable living. Here's the interview. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
This is the research for my thesis, for my master thesis.
Very nice. So, how did you find out about Crunchy Mama Boss CMB certification?
A few Facebook groups, crunchy community and lifestyle. I'm just interested in your experience with the community and how you got involved and what it means to you. Is that your main job, or is that just a hobby you do, or what is it for you?
Crunchy Mama Box is a wellness platform. And what we do is we also have a certification program. So it's basically an educational hub where both the consumers and the brands they get education on how to live more sustainably, how to live a
Ah,
healthier life. On the Crunchy Mama Box side, with consumers, what we do is we give them education on ingredients, how to read labels, how to understand certifications, which certifications are important, because although we certify our brands, we also incentivize our consumers to look for other certifications that are relevant to what they're looking for. So, is it cruelty free and vegan? Is it fair trade? Is it the social impact? The CMB certification program, it's more holistic. So, we look at everything, it's more comprehensive. It's not just looking at fair trade, organic, or if it's cruelty free or vegan. Community is just one of the things that we have, that we offer. Platform is very, very comprehensive. There's a lot of information, there's interviews. I'm also a journalist. I'm a certified health coach and with a wellness business for 30 years now. It started back in Brazil, so I'm originally from Brazil.
ah,
I started the first henna based hair color in Brazil. I launched that. I imported the
wow.
henna from India. I imported herbs and nuts and fruits and other ingredients from the Amazon forest. I blended that together and made all natural hair color. That's how my life started in the wellness industry. And then when I moved to the US, I moved with this family business that I had created at the time with my mother. I left the business in 2016 to start my own business venture, which was helping other brands and people, individuals, find more sustainable alternatives for their life.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Thank you.
So that is your main focus right now.
That's my main focus. Crunchy Mama Strong, that community that you found on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
that started as a support system for our consumers that wanted to have a community, a safe space where they found support, where they could ask questions to me as a health coach about nutrition. What should I feed my baby? What pots and pans should I use? What skincare is safe? Supplement is ideal for my body, for my children. So we started this community with, I don't know, like 20 people, and now it's almost 2,000 people that just come in organically. They keep coming in. I
Wow.
try to keep it a safe space so there's no advertising, no promotions, and we're not selling anything. We are just there to give people voice so they can ask their questions or vent. Sometimes moms just want to vent, like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
my kids, they're making me crazy. What should I do? What do other moms do in this situation or that situation? So we give them support. It's a safe space. There's no judging, there's no right or wrong. There's a lot of research, a lot of questions the community asks, and we're here to support and reply. And they
Mhm.
know that they're not being sold products to unless they ask. For example, They asked the other day, what is a safe tooth powder? I want to use an all natural tooth powder. And then I say, okay, I'm going to share the link of one of our certified brands, and this is the tooth powder that we use and we recommend. And then they're
Mm-hmm.
like, thank you very much. And that's it. And but we're not like, buy now, shop now.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Not at all. For
No,
that,
it's
we
not
have
on
our
demand.
advertising campaigns, we have our marketing firm, they take care of that. But this is a group that I cherish with all my heart because I'm the one who replies for them to the messages. I'm personally there. It's not a robot, it's not, an assistant, it's me. I'm answering the questions. I'm interacting with all our community there. So to me, community is very important. Very,
Mm.
especially parent, because you don't raise kids by yourself. Never. You need the
Yeah.
support system.
That sounds like a beautiful initiative. It also sounds like a lot for you to do by yourself, or is there someone helping you within the community?
In the community, the Facebook group, I answer by myself, but I do have other health coaches that are not on my team, but they are friends or acquaintances that are, they step up sometimes and they answer a question. They know what they're talking about, and people can trust or not trust. I mean, you have the information. What you're going to do with the information is up to you,
Yeah.
right? Not doctors, we're not giving medical advice, but we are sharing our own experiences. For example, if an ingredient like turmeric or ginger helped me in some way with my stomach ache or my sore throat, I will share. This is what happened with me, my children. This worked for us. But if you need something, like antibiotics or you need blood works or anything that's
Hmm.
medical, you have to ask your doctor because we're not here to give medical advice. We're here to really, share experiences. That's all we do.
Do you have anything exciting that you're working for or like looking forward to working on in the near future with your business?
We have a lot of events. We do a lot of community events and we do a lot of volunteering and donations, and we get together to see how we can help increase our social impact. And that's what our business is based on. That's the core value of our business, is how we can give back. That's why we
Hmm.
create this concept called the giving back chain, where everybody gives back together with consumers, our community, and the brands, and we do too. The brand suppliers, everybody is involved in some capacity at giving back social impact. Either it's for the planet or for people, community, animals, animal rights. We are very rooted in this value of giving back. Our next event, we have two events upcoming. One is on May 9th, and I'm going to be a moderator for a panel about clean soil, clean ingredients, and clean beauty. And then May 31st, we have our wellness meet and greet. That's going to be in a beautiful park on the lake here in Knoxville. Talk to people, and wellness businesses are going to be there introducing what they do to the public that's attending. We're going to have a free bar class, the
Oh.
exercise class, and we're going to have a free sound bath healing. I always say it incorrectly, but it's a sound bath healing. Derek is going to come and we're going to sit in a circle and we're going to do all this ceremony with the sound bath that he's going to bring, and it's going to be beautiful.
That sounds lovely. Could you tell me a little bit more about your experience with the lifestyle and the community and what it means to you?
Absolutely. So I've been a crunchy since I think I was born, because my mom was a crunchy mama, super hippie. We had our vegetable garden back in Brazil. We grew our food, we planted, we cooked our own food from scratch, and everything was cured with an herb or with a tincture or ginger or turmeric or aloe, coconut oil. Crunchy lifestyle has been instilled in us. When I was old enough to start a business, I started a business with my mother. I was young. I was 19 years old. My mother was like, "Do you want to just go and get a job, or do you want to venture into this crunchy business with me?" I said, "Crunchy business. That's what I want to do." I started my life in wellness when I was 19. I'm 49 now, so it's been quite a while, and everything that I did had to be aligned with my values. I could not accept a job or an opportunity to work if it wasn't aligned with the crunchy lifestyle. When I decided to create Crunchy Mama, a strong community, root my business in everything that was instilled in me since I was born, this came naturally. It wasn't something, oh, it's a trend now to be crunchy. Let's be crunchy. It's my lifestyle. It's been my lifestyle all my life. It's just very natural to me. Fortunately, that's really good that it's a trend now. Everybody wants to be crunchy some in some way, right? Especially moms, because what is a crunchy mama? A crunchy mama is a mom or a dad, even we call it crunchy dads because we have a lot of them in our group. It's a parent that wants the best for their kid, right? And they're in the learning process because kids don't come with a manual and life doesn't come with a manual. We're learning as we go. If you're looking to learn about how to live a healthy, sustainable life, you're crunchy. Even if you don't think you are because you're already on that path to be crunchy.
Every parent that wants the best for their kids and is learning about sustainable and a healthy way. Would you say that's how you would describe crunchy lifestyle to other people?
There are a lot of groups, crunchy groups on Facebook. You will see that if somebody says, "Oh, you vaccinated your child, you're not crunchy enough. Oh, you didn't breastfeed for 2 years, you're not crunchy enough." That to me is just someone pointing fingers, and that's not being crunchy. That doesn't mean you're crunchy or you're not crunchy. That means that you're being judgmental, because being crunchy is I'm on the path. I am open to learning how to be more natural, how to recycle, how to compost. There are people that don't vaccinate their kids, but they're eating a cheeseburger at a fast food place that we know has GMOs and all bad ingredients, right? And you're like, okay, so am I going to point my finger and say, hey, you're eating at a fast food and you're not crunchy? Or am I going to say, do you want to talk about like this ingredient? Do you have questions? No, I don't have any questions. I want to eat a burger. I'm going to eat a burger and I know everything that's in it. It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean you're less crunchy than I am, because one day I will eat a chocolate chip cookie. I will go and eat, ice cream somewhere, and it's okay because we're human. Food is out there, the lifestyle is out there, but if you are aware, that's the most important part. So to me, being crunchy is being aware of what you're doing, your habits, being open to learning, and respecting each other's values. There's so many discussions. It's what's right for that person in that family. I am also on that path. Everybody is. So the most important thing is for me is to be aware and to open to learn.
And how would you describe your sense of community within the crunchy community to someone that's unfamiliar with it?
I would describe our community as a group of parents that is aligned in values, how we treat the planet, how we treat our bodies, how we treat ourselves, and in a holistic way. So it's not just our body physically, but it's our body, mind, and spirit, and how we want to raise our kids, and how aware are we of what we're doing. It's a safe space where we find support and we find community in each other, like talking to friends that you haven't met yet in person, but they are aligned and they're here to help you. Like there was a lady that she had a son, her son had really high fever. Should I take him to the hospital? What should I do? So she was looking for support and advice as well. Like what should I do, and direction, because sometimes you just need some guidance. If you're in a space, like if you're in a family environment that will judge you for what you do, and you have a safe space like our community that you can ask questions and nobody's going to point fingers at you and say, how didn't you go to the hospital yet? How didn't you do this yet? No. What do you need from us? Right. So we're open and we're like, we're here to support you. How can we help you? This is the approach in our community. It's not judgmental at all.
Is that mostly in your Crunchy Mama Strong community, or is this like in general?
This is in my community.
Yeah.
I've seen some for some ugly fights happening in other communities. It makes me sad because you know what we see on social media a lot, people fighting all the time and judging each other and just being mean to each other. I've seen that in other groups too, and I don't like that. You need to be supportive. The world in general is already a tough place to be in. There's a lot of things happening with our governments and the environment, and just so much happening that if we don't have a safe space where we feel the support, we can talk openly. If I see something like that, and I've seen, unfortunately, I remove that person. She can't be on the group. And also, one thing that I have removed also are sometimes men come in and they're like, "Oh, I want to meet a crunchy mama," and I'm like, "It's not a dating app, you know, not a dating app. We are a community.
Oh.
If you want to meet someone in that sense, you have to go to another group. This is not the group for that.
He didn't understand the group description.
Yes. And the rules they have to understand. Well, I don't put on the rules. This is not a dating app, but maybe I
Yeah.
should. They will understand.
In Knoxville, besides having your online support community, do you also have a lot of physical people that are also in the same lifestyle or community as you? And do you get a lot of support from them, and also the other way around?
Absolutely. Crunchy Mama Strong community on Facebook is not only for Knoxville
Okay.
residents, it's all over the world. So we have people from Brazil, Greece, Spain, Portugal, England, Australia, New Zealand. We have people from all over the world, which is amazing. Keeps the group very international, very diverse. But in Knoxville, yes, we have an amazing crunchy community. I would say all my friends are crunchy in their own way. If you say crunchy, people already think, oh, hippie. But I have friends that are not hippie at all, but they're very crunchy, looking for organic food, and they go to the farmer's market to get their vegetables. I consider them crunchy. And as a support group, oh my goodness, Knoxville community is very supportive.
Hmm.
Everyone is always ready, to help you raise your children and to help you in your quest for being more natural, sustainable. There's a lot of outdoors, beautiful waterfalls and lakes and nature all around us. You see that most of our community, they want to preserve that, and they want to take care of our planet, of our nature here in Knoxville and in the world as well. So there's a very big movement here in Knoxville towards sustainable living, healthy living. Of course, like any city, any town, there's the fast food places, there's the unhealthy habit, but I feel like there's a synchronicity, like when you are looking for a certain lifestyle, you want to be healthy, you kind of attract people in the same energy and the same vibe as you. So I feel like my friends, everybody around me is very much into the crunchy lifestyle and how to improve themselves.
I've talked to a few other crunchy people, and they weren't as outspoken as you are on sustainable. I feel like that very much differs per crunchy person on what is crunchy. And I guess that's what you're saying as well, but I hear a lot of diverse. Um,
Answers. How
yeah.
interesting. Very interesting. I'd love to read your research when it's ready, because I would love to see like what the different perspectives are. And not one crunchy person is better than the other. It's just
Mm,
a different kind of crunchy, right?
yeah.
It's the crunchy that works for that person.
Are there any other people who have inspired or guided you within this crunchy lifestyle journey and your journey as in also making this crunchy lifestyle into your business?
I talked about my mother being hippie, but I didn't talk about the two grandmothers that I had that raised me, that were crunchy in their own separate ways. Also, they were very different. I was raised by three women that were very different from each other. And my great grandmother lived with me, and she was the one cooking from scratch and gardening and, loved animals. And she fostered my love for animals. And then my grandmother also loved animals, but she wasn't the healthiest person in the world. She was kind of a junk food person, but she had her own way of loving animals and nature, and she was crunchy in her own way too. And my father is from India, and he taught me all about Ayurveda. And Ayurveda
Oh.
is, the medicine. Ayurveda has been 5,000 years old. It's rooted on a holistic way of living, how you feed and nourish your body, your mind, and your soul. That taught me a lot about holistically living. This background really taught me and guided me, and it inspired me, influenced me into the crunchy life I'm living now. And my first business was a crunchy business. I couldn't do anything else anymore. I couldn't work in a bank. I couldn't work anywhere else except I did work as a teacher once with little kids, working in education, was so important to me. People were like, "Why are you teaching now?" Because when you teach, you master the subject. And one of the things that I did in my classroom with my children was always teaching them about nature and nutrition. Just so we did have like topics that I separated my topics per day of the week, and one day was all about nature, so we did everything around nature, or art, or cooking, nutrition. We cooked sports, so how to take care of your body, physically. Everything that I practiced on my kids, my students, I do now on social media, all the content that we create, because we are overgrown children. We're not really different than children, right? We just learn a little bit differently, but
Mhm.
we're the same. The difference is adults think they know everything, but children know they don't know a lot, and they're more open to learning. So I think that we have to learn as children so that we'll be more open to learning.
I like that. Have you had some ideas or values in your life, like change once you started getting more involved in the crunchy lifestyle and making it into a business? View on health or parenting or maybe science or the things that you were taught as a kid changed since you got more and more involved?
Absolutely. Every day I learn something new. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Like even with farming and animals, there's a family here in Knoxville, Tennessee. They're amazing. Their house is completely off grid. So they have solar panels, they have a well where they get the water, and they plant everything in their house. And it's not a farm, but they grow mushrooms, they grow all these things. And I learned so much from them. I met this amazing lady that does bat rehabilitation. I learned all about bats from her and how bats are so important for our ecosystem, because when bats are on a farm, they eat all the pests, and you don't need pesticides in your farm because the bats, they eat them.
Oh,
So I had no idea. I didn't know anything about bats. I didn't even know how cute they were. And she was showing me during my interview how cute they are. And I said, I would need to go to your farm. I need to visit it, and I need to support you more. So, when I interviewed her, I put her on my podcast, fundraising for her so that she can get money to buy more equipment that she needs to rescue the bats and rehabilitate them in her farm. So every day, this business is incredible. It's so dynamic. It teaches me every day something new, how we humans could be so much more sustainable, and not sustainable in the sense of let's recycle, let's compost, sustainable in respecting the ecosystem, and everything around us has a purpose. And we forget that when we're living our day to day lives. We forget that the spider exists for a reason, the bats exist for a reason, and every animal, every plant, every tree, everything exists for a reason. And if we don't understand the reason, as humans, sometimes we tend to destroy things that are so important for our ecosystem. This business to me is like I couldn't do anything else, because I learn every day. I love the people I meet. I love what they teach me, and I love how every day I'm evolving a little bit more, and that's why I am passionate about what I do.
so I hear you a lot about sustainability. Which value or idea in this lifestyle resonates most with you? So, what is most important to you?
What is most important to me is that we make informed decisions about our health. There are a lot of variables, right, that will help us make informed decisions. To me, the most important thing is going back to awareness, learning. So be open to learn, be critical of what you hear on TV, on the news. We have to think with our own brain, not just be guided by the media or this or that. We need to think with our own brains and understand that we have to respect our body and our mind. Sustainable living, it's not just eating organic, it's not just having positive thoughts or saying positive things. It's also looking around you and respecting the whole ecosystem. Going back to the community again, having empathy towards your neighbor, towards people around you. That's sustainable living to me. not just composting and recycling. You can recycle, but you can be mean to your neighbor. You can compost, but then you can trash the streets in your town, and that's not being sustainable either. You can eat organic, but then you're intoxicating yourself with cigarettes or something that is just not good for your health. Just being aware, and if we're not perfect, but we're trying to better ourselves every day, and that's the most important thing I see as sustainability.
That is beautifully said.
Thank you.
Have you ever received criticism for your beliefs or lifestyle choices, and how do you handle that?
That's a very good question. As women in business, we receive a lot of criticism, especially from the male side of things. So men sometimes are not very open to women in business, or people in general sometimes are not very open to concepts that they don't understand, or that either seem too simple for them. However, it's simple, but no one is practicing. Well, Mike, the question is if I received criticism since I was born. Yes. And in 30 years in business, I have received a lot of criticism, skepticism, and a lot of no's, like, no, this is not going to work. No, you're not doing it right. No, you're not following standard practice in the market. No, you're not this, you're not that. And you know what, it's the people that haven't you know followed trends or standard procedures sometimes that have made a difference in the world, because they have gone with their passion, with their values, and created beautiful companies. For example, The Body Shop was an amazing company, and Anita Roderick, a big fan of her. Unfortunately, she died of cancer. She's still one of my idols, and I love her work. And it's very unfortunate that none of the businesses that have purchased The Body Shop have understood what the concept of the business is all about. The Body Shop was always an activism. So I see a lot of beautiful companies, like very crunchy companies, being bought and destroyed because the VC or the business, the big corporation that bought it, doesn't understand the concept. What comes back to, does anybody criticize? Yeah, they criticize because they think, oh, what you're doing doesn't work. Oh, you're a woman, you don't know anything about business, or you don't know anything about finances. And then the concept gets lost, the values get lost, and the business goes down. And it's not because of financials, soul of the business has died. But it
Yeah.
fuels me. Whenever somebody criticizes or says that it's not going to work, it fuels me to continue. It gives me even more motivation to continue. Naysayers to me are just mosquitoes buzzing in my ears. I don't care, unless it's constructive criticism, it's something that will help us grow as a community and as a business. I will hear it with all open ears. But if it's just a demeaning, criticism is just to like criticize because you're criticizing what you don't understand, then I love it, because then it's like, okay, you don't understand, but you will very soon.
How important is social media for you, and how is it important for staying connected to the community and spreading your message?
Social media is very important. It's very, very important to spread the message. It's important to get the engagement of the community, to get our voices heard. Social media is today, like, no business can live without social media. Most of them. I even see doctors on social media, and they say, oh, doctors don't need to be on social media, but I see a lot of them there. Social media can be hurtful sometimes to individuals, but I think for businesses, it's a great tool. It's the best invention they had. Minimizes your advertising costs. And although it's very competitive right now to run ads on social media, but it's still, you can still have your organic growth, and that's amazing. In the past, when I started in business, it was TV, magazine, print, newspaper. We didn't have these platforms to voice and to promote our businesses and spread our message.
Do you feel like the content you see online has influenced your journey, or does that not play a role for you?
There's so much content online, so much content. Of course, the algorithm will show me what I'm interested in seeing. Some of the things that I see online on social media, they influence me, but I try to be very critical of everything that I consume on social media. And I try to really get whatever information I got and do my research outside of the platform to see what really that is all about and not just, because there are a lot of people, oh, I saw this on Instagram. It must be true. And that's not really the case because look how many billions of people are feeding social media. And sometimes it's, either to sell a product, a service, or to influence you in another direction that is not really what you believe in. So my opinion is whatever you see on social media, fact check, you know, just make sure that this is aligned with your values. This is really what they're saying because not everything you see on social media is true.
Are there parts of the community or lifestyle that you sometimes question or don't fully agree with?
Of the Crunchy community or of our community on Facebook?
The crunch community in general.
Crunchy community. Yes, there are things that I don't agree with. For example, I will be very straightforward. A lot of people are like, do not vaccinate at all. Don't give any kinds of medicine at all. But some kinds of vaccines are important and have been researched for a long, long time. I'm not saying there's a new vaccine, jump on it. No, do your research. What you need to do is have common sense and fact check. Does this make sense to you? Does this antibiotic, for example, I try not to take medicine, but if I'm dying in the hospital and they're going to give me antibiotics and I need it to survive, I will take it. And I'm crunchy. But I'm not gonna tell them, "No, no, 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 give me ginger and put some onions, in my foot and give me a sock, and that's gonna cure my that's gonna stop my bleeding and I won't die." I'm not gonna do that. I don't think being too radical is good. That's where I stand. I think you have to find the right balance in everything. Does this work for you? Does this work for your family? Is this going to save your life? Is this going to save your family member's life? Don't be too radical. No, in Portuguese we say 8 or 80. It's either this way or no way. No, you have to have common sense and you have to understand that some medications, some things exist because they save lives and they help us. And in the past, we didn't have it. You can't just say scientists, are all being influenced by the pharma companies and they're all being bought and all that. There's a big conspiracy theory. There are some people that have values, some people don't. Some people, their money is more important to them, and some people know they have more scruples and principles and they're not going to be bought to create a vaccine or this or that. So there's like so many discussions, but the point is not here to start talking about vaccination, to have some common sense and self-criticism and understand that not everything is radical.
Where do you see yourself or your role in this lifestyle in the future in 5 or 10 years?
5 or 10 years, I hope that I have impacted a lot of people to live a healthier life. That's really my goal. I love helping people. I love serving, my community. I love to be helpful, and I also love to learn from them because I am very, very far from knowing everything. I know this much. I know very little. And I'm here to learn and learn and learn. And if in 4 or 5 years I've learned way more than what I know today, that's great. If I helped way more people than I have already helped, it's going to be very fulfilling for me. My goal is to help business owners and individuals to find ways to be more sustainable, healthier, and that's the same for myself. I want to be healthier. I want to give my children a healthier life, a more sustainable life. And that's the legacy I want to give. Like if they remember me for someone that was part of a community that was trying to help, that was not shaming, that was not judging anybody, and that we built something beautiful together. We built a community that values health and wellness and community and support. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. That's what I'm here to do.
And with that, do you also have some wishes for the community as a whole, as in you want to see it go somewhere, or is that not really part of the vision?
Absolutely, I want to see them grow. I want to see, there's a lot of people in our community that have talents and skills that they could turn into a business, or they could even turn into a hobby that could be a side job and help them gain, their financial independence, and that could fulfill them, that could become their livelihood. We are parents. Not everybody is a dog parent or a pet parent or a human parent, and or a plant planet. Some people don't have even pets, but they have plants. But that's not our job. That's not our livelihood. Our livelihood is to do something that we know will contribute to our legacy, right? Sometimes it's a job that you want to have, or it's a business that you want to open, or just a side hustle. You want to do something to help someone in a way, or either, create something, make something, or have a service. Health coaches, life coaches, we have so many talented people in our community, and if they want to turn that skill into a business, I would love to help them. And if they want to become certified, like CMB certified, within the values that we have, that would be amazing. My goal is to grow this community and help as many individuals and business owners as I possibly can, transform this into a global movement for good, because this is why we're here, but a profitable one. A business without profit is not sustainable, right? It can't keep alive. One man told me once, said, the problem with your business, the problem with my business was that I was too altruistic. And so where is the bottom line? Where's the profit in this business? And I was like, I've learned that when your business is based on solid values and you're helping other people, not just yourself, the profit will come. Of course, you have to be organized. You have to have a plan, a business plan, a marketing plan. All of that has to be well structured. But it's not just about the bottom line and the profit, it's about the movement that you're creating. I am very altruistic, and I'm very proud of being altruistic, and I will continue to be altruistic. I
Yeah.
do have something to add, if I may.
Yeah, of course.
One of the things that we do as a community, we also get together with other organizations. So we partner with other organizations that are aligned, that are in the same values. One thing that I don't believe in, and a lot of people are like very competitive and very threatened by, someone else's success or someone else's whatever they're doing, and understand that we can always work together for the same goal. It's so much more sustainable. It's so productive to think that way. I believe in partnerships. And a lot of other companies similar to mine don't believe in partnerships. They think that, oh, no, 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 we can't work together because you're my competition. Like, why can't we work together? Why can't we unite forces and unite our strengths and do something for better good? If your purpose is really to be sustainable and healthy and help your community, if there's someone else that's coming in and offering to help, why wouldn't you take that help? Right? Just because you feel threatened that that company is going to overtake your community or your clients. No, everybody offers different things. Everybody has different styles. People who sell on Amazon can sell on Etsy, and people who sell on Etsy can sell at Walmart. It's different platforms, right? People who are on Instagram are on TikTok. That doesn't mean, oh, because I'm on Instagram, I can't be on TikTok because they're competing. No, people, come on, work together, learn how to work together. Partnerships are important, and we believe so much in partnerships. We have a whole bunch of partnerships. Like, for example, here in Tennessee, we're doing an event with a wellness directory. We're doing another project in the Middle East with another company that is in the Middle East. We're doing another partnership with the one in New York City, where I'm being the moderator for their panel. So all of this is partnerships. And do we compete? No, no, we complement each other. We work together for a higher purpose.
That sounds beautiful, but unfortunately, in practice, that's not always the case.
No, I know it's not. And the people who are open to working together, Let me tell you, the ones that I've worked together, we've done amazing things together. And the ones who think I'm competition, some of them are not even in the market anymore. They're gone. And not because they didn't partner with me, just because I think they didn't want to partner with anybody because they thought they were too good for everybody else.
You see the crunchy community as a form of activism.
Yes and no. We are really like a community that's trying to live a healthier life without judging and without criticizing those who are following some kind of different path in life. Our community is not based on activism, it's really based on support, supporting each other and learning together.